All right. Hello, families. This is your school counselor, Ms. Mutter, and I got your feedback about what you would like to learn more about, and I am very excited to share with you some ways to support executive functioning at home. And another word for executive functioning might be organization, paying attention, flexible thinking, planning, time management, persistence. So this is the part of the brain that in adults it's fully formed, but in our kids they're still learning. It's developing rapidly, and um, and we might hear that our kids have executive functioning challenges, and another word for that might be ADHD. They might have autism or anxiety, but really every kid is learning how to use their executive functioning. So we can support that at home in various ways, and I'm excited to share that with you. So the first way we can support that is with movement and brain breaks. So if your child's extra wiggly and hyperactive, and it just really helps to have them go get something from the car or bedroom, do a quick walk around the house, watch a dance movement video, have a little dance party with them. Getting them moving as much as possible is going to really help them to focus. And another tool might be using a fidget, is what we call it. And that can help absorb extra energy. So freeing up the energy to focus. There are tons of fidgets out there, and here are some examples. You can just do a quick Google search, Amazon search, and you'll find all sorts of different tools. So finding the tool that works best for your child, um, and that is helping them focus rather than used as a distraction. Make sure that it doesn't make noise and that it fits in the palm of your child's hand. And remember, this should be a tool, not a toy. And combining written and oral instructions is really helpful for kids with executive functioning challenges and just kids in general. So at home, you might tell your child to go clean their room and put away their clothes, and then write it down on a whiteboard in their room and say it at the same time. Some kids also need specific direction. So saying clean your room might be too broad of a statement, and they may not know where to start. So they may need step-by-step instructions, like all stuffed animals go in this box, and designate a box labeled stuffies. Dirty clothes go into the hamper. And then using a checklist and having kids cross off each task as they complete it. Like the checklist might say, make your bed, get dressed, eat breakfast, brush teeth, brush hair. So here's one example of what that might look like. Giving directions and rehearse listening is very helpful. So a little bit more about giving directions. You're going to keep it short and concise. Too much fluff will go in one ear and out the next. Also, make sure they know the procedures for the directions you are saying. So, trash please versus the garbage is overflowing. I need you to take out the trash, please. The garbage man is coming tomorrow. If you're asking a child with ADHD to do something, ask it in front of his or her face, making sure they're looking at you. The child should be in a quiet place with all technology off, and the room should be somewhat free of distracting or stimulating objects. This may mean actually taking them into another room before you tell them what to do. And then with rehearsed listening, when giving information to family members, we may say, listen up, dinner's in 5 minutes, go wash your hands. With children with ADHD, you might need to be more consistent. Every time you want the person to pay attention, you should first start with some well-learned cue words, such as listen up, newsflash, this is important. So that will trigger something in their brain to say, all right, I'm going to listen now. Another tip is with completing independent work. It could help to designate a tidy workspace where the child goes only to do work. So this is a tip for homework and supporting them with that at home. If they can associate a certain space with a workspace, they are more likely to focus on work when in that space. So while your child completes work, you want to check in periodically to ensure they're on task or to see if they need help. Maybe listening to calm music without words can help keep their focus on the task rather than the distractions around them. A lot of kids at our school like to listen to music or use headphones. And then also using a timer to help with short attention spans. So work for 10 minutes, take a 5-minute break, and then increase stamina over time. So, and this is an example of a timer that will visually show passage of time. And this can also help with time management. And you can also use a kitchen timer and then break it up. Kids with ADHD get overwhelmed when they see long instructions or assignments. So making it, and it makes it difficult for them to know how and where to begin. So break up the assignment into smaller, more doable parts while numbering instructions or highlighting individual instructions with different colors. This is a valuable strategy to teach kids, and they can take it with them throughout their lives. All right, the next one's making clear rules and expectations. So create rules and expectations with your child, which will help with buy-in. Post the rules visually in each area of the house and consistently reinforce them using the posted rules for reference. So here's an example of what that might look like. Another tip is increasing structure and routine at home. This creates predictability and feelings of safety. So some children with ADHD feel better if they know that every day they can play at a certain time, do their daily chores at a certain time, do their homework at another time, and eat and sleep at a predictable time. So creating a daily visual schedule is a great way to do this. Here's an example of what that might look like. And then reinforcement system or token economy. A lot of us have heard about this. So the student earns points for positive expected behavior or for completing a task and can turn those in for reward or privilege, tangible or non-tangible. So this encourages the behavior that we want to see. And teaching feelings and calm down tools is really helpful for all of our kids. And books are a powerful tool for helping kids learn feelings and problem solving. Processing them out loud is really helpful with them. Also modeling and co-regulating. So model identifying your own strong feelings and what tool you're going to use to calm down and solve your own problem, and then breathe with them when they are escalated rather than simply telling them to breathe and calm down. Sleep. Lack of sleep will make anyone less attentive, and some kids with ADHD are easily overstimulated and as a result do not get enough sleep. So limiting screen time before bed, enforcing regular bedtimes and routines, and providing calming activities like reading together, listening to classical music or relaxing music or a sleep app can help. Structured activities. So most impulsive acts occur during unstructured time in the home or at school. One environmental change to make is to decrease unstructured time. This does not mean that free play is discouraged. At home, this means rather than letting the child play all afternoon, you provide structured activities such as a backyard scavenger hunt, board game, craft time, Legos, with room for creativity and imagination. Limit media use. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends limiting all media use to no more than 1 to 2 hours per day, and monitor a child's use of the media and or co-view television with them. It is understood that it's impossible to limit children's viewing if the parents are watching TV all day and night or looking at their phones. So turning off the TV is the most effective solution, modeling healthy screen use for your child. Breakfast and snacking. There's good data to support the importance of children eating something before school to help with focus and readiness to learn. However, some kids are not always hungry in the morning. Rather than forcing them to eat a big meal, allow them to eat smaller snacks throughout the day to regulate their blood sugar, which will help them stay focused. And then enhance the child's strengths. So while working on reducing these signs and symptoms is important, it's just as important to find out what your child is naturally good at and make him or her even better at it. Some children with ADHD will be spending a lot of time doing what is not naturally easy for them, going to school, focusing on academics, staying out of trouble, and getting along with others. They need to also spend time doing what they like to do and can do well. So finding strengths. Sometimes it takes a little creativity or someone outside the immediate family to identify the child's strengths. It can be difficult to think of sending a child to art classes when they are doing poorly on academics and in a lot of trouble. However, if that is what they're good at and can stick with, then it will help their self-esteem. So think about, what are some strengths in your child? Are they naturally good at sports, martial arts, collecting things, music, dancing, acting, computers, sewing, cooking, gardening, building or fixing things? art, drawing, writing, working with little kids or animals, finding their way around, writing stories, working in the woods, working on the water. There's all kinds of different ways that we can celebrate different strengths. So here are some resources if you want to look into more information about this topic and ways to support your children at home. And you can, of course, always reach out to me, Kaylee Mutter, and my email address is mutterk@issaquah.wednet.edu. And I'm here for you. Thank you so much for attending this, and I hope to see you and meet you in person sometime. Bye.